Yes, it is Tuesday. Rod, awfully quiet in the pregame ceremony here. Normally, I go on about a 10-minute rant before we go on the air, and generally Rod will join in and say, "Yeah, yes, douchebag." Looks like he was maybe working on something. Maybe a little pedicure action. I'm on a diet, so I'm in an extra good mood. I'm taking off my COVID-20. I have 20 pounds to lose, and I'm just it's painful because I'm running and working out and not eating. It makes it worse, and then I look at like the point value for the things that I like to eat, like chicken parmesan sub with 4 slices of pizza. It's 111 points. Like my normal the dinner that I like. 111. I get 19 a day. Like I can't even use my extras.
Christian's like, well, so maybe if I stockpile them for a week, I can have that one day.
My wife's like, my wife's like, well, how much is the chicken parm sub? I don't know, 57 points.
Too many. But they're good.
I get 19 a day. 19. Anyways, we had Monday Night Football last night. Emmitt Smith used to give all of his offensive linemen a Rolex at the end of the season. I think Andy Dalton gives us all a Rolex every time he takes the field. It's just absolutely stunk. The Saints failed to. Oh, they did find the end zone. It was a play where the Ravens thought the play was dead, and the guy ran it into the end zone on a fluke play. But Rod, that was the same score as Georgia, Tennessee.
What? 27-20. Yeah, same one, right?
Yeah, same score. And it was exactly the same game, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Same game, right? It was like this exact same game. Same game, Georgia, Tennessee, where it was like way worse than the score. The final score with the game on the field was like, I mean, the Ravens could have held it to 7-0. It still would have been a beatdown. It was the Ravens scored on their first drive. That was all the points, really that they needed. How about that Tucker? 64 in a row in the fourth quarter.
Right.
To overtime. 64 in a row. That's like more field goals than I bet you a lot of kickers hit in their entire career. How many field goals have you kicked, Ruffalo?
3.
You ever stick a ball? You played football, right, in high school?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So you ever go over by the kicker, they got the ball sitting on the tee and try and kick one once in a while?
So funny enough, one of my best friends, and I'm still friends with to this day, was the kicker for 2 years when I was playing high school football. And at least once a game, I would Charlie Brown him when he would go and do a practice kick.
But have you ever tried to kick put it on the tee and give it a good kick?
Oh yeah, I did.
It's not easy, man.
No, it's not.
It is not easy, man.
I remember once I tried it and I kicked it. It hit the cross post at the bottom and came back and hit someone. And I was like, they're like, this is why you play offensive line.
I tried on the practice to kick an extra point. It was I geared up. First of all, I couldn't believe how far away I was. And this was the standard extra point, not the NFL extra point. This is the standard, 2 up, 2 back with the 7, so 17-yard. I couldn't believe how far it was. It was it was daunting. It's not right around the corner like it looks on TV. It was it's difficult to kick like that. Anyways, what are you looking at? To be looking at something.
No.
You watching porn while you're on the show? That's not going to be good. It's not a good look.
Look really close into the reflection of the glasses.
Not a good look. Not a good look.
No, it's
No,
no.
We got our Become a Capper contest coming up. Any predictions on who's going to win?
Not a, I need to see. I need to see. I need to see the field of entry.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we don't have much to talk about today. We've got 3 college football games. Chris predicted the right score for Capitals Oilers. I picked the Islanders over the Calgary Flames too, and that paid like really good money. Actually, my 7 picks in 5 minutes went 7-0 yesterday. Ran the table.
Nice.
A few people sent me their tickets where they parlayed them all together around and round robined them. Big payers. One guy bet $13, paid $1,000. You guys just, I don't know.
No.
I'm not just feeling the energy.
No, I'm saying that's good.
I'm not feeling any energy from you guys. Maybe we should maybe we should leave, come back, and start again.
No.
What did you think of college hoops opening night?
Oh boy, there were a few head scratchers in there. I mean, Florida State losing to Stetson, just they didn't look very good. I was a little bit blown away just with North Carolina. I had the Tar Heels in that one, and just going against UNC Wilmington. Wilmington sort of never really let the Tar Heels get out of sight. I think the biggest lead that North Carolina had in that game was 15 points, and I don't know, maybe it's just opening night coming out a little bit slow, but we'll have to see how that goes down the road.
How about Arkansas Pine Bluff taking TCU down to the end?
Right.
I saw that. I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
That was
So I think they were getting 35.5 going into that game.
Something like that.
Yeah, and
something like that, 30 something.
They were up. They were up. I think by double digits at the half.
They were up most of the way.
Yeah.
Ron Romanelli's pick that I also liked yesterday, Sam Houston State outright against Oklahoma.
Yeah, outrighted them.
Outrighted him. Ron's initial bank shot pick. I'll call it the rundown because I can, because I pay the bills.
And Nick Cronin, it was close. It depends. I had to push. I had the 26. If you had the 26.5, you got burnt by the hook.
Well, unless you had Sac State, like I gave out in the video.
Well, yeah, unless you had Sac State, yeah, then you're still covered.
Like I gave out in the video. Of course, UC Davis.
Got a nice win. Beat up Princeton.
UC Davis beating up Cal. How about Guilford against Davidson? Did we not like the performance? Who did Valley Forge play? They played someone.
It was against James Madison.
Yeah, JMU. They got smoked. I mean, Valley Forge.
Awesome.
It was a cold winter at Valley Forge. Man. They got crushed.
Yeah,
we spent a lot of time on yesterday's show going over these games. You know, Florida Gulf Coast also knocked off USC yesterday. They beat them by 13 points. They beat the crap out of them.
I'm just looking through it. Wagner beat Temple outright.
Yeah, there was some big. The thing is that there was so many games that some of these games slipped through the cracks. But there was some big upsets out there. I thought Illinois played well. Did not cover, but they played well.
Did not cover.
I went 4-0 I went 4-0 in my premiums. Chris and I both said we could have had at least 10. I think I could have had 15, and I think I would have hit 13 to 14 of my 15. I loved it, loved a lot of those games, and I think if it wasn't week one or day one of the season, I probably would have put in all those games. But the thing is, we didn't have the data, so we'll have Saturdays where I have 10, 12, 14, 15 games. When there's 150, 200 games. But it's like we had no data to go. I loved UTEP, right, against Texas. Texas to win, UTEP. Because both those teams play suffocating defense. Points were going to be tough to come by. There was 53 points in the first half of that game. And then the second half, Texas only won 39-37 in the second half. I'll tell you the game I'm looking forward to and on these short cards coming up. Boise, South Dakota State. I thought South Dakota State played pretty well there against Akron. And how about Creighton against St. Thomas?
St. Thomas was in it late, too.
Yeah, 72-60. I mean, that game was not – the line was, like, way big in that one.
Yeah. And Houston already in midseason form, 83-36 over in Northern Colorado.
Premium for me on that one. I tried to give it out on the show for free. I did, but I had a premium on it. I really love Houston this year. I have them in my Final Four. My Final Four as of today is Houston, Dayton, Arkansas, Baylor.
I can see it.
I think Dayton is the team that we're going to make a lot of money on. A lot of money. I mean, we're going to make a lot of money. We're going to make Andy Dalton money on Dayton. You get a Rolex. You get a Rolex.
Yeah, like yesterday for me, it was the day. Yeah, I mean, it was opening night, but it started early where the games I kind of scratched off because I just didn't have enough data on them. Where the games that would have came in like Oral Roberts, St. Louis against Murray State, and that was because the line 13.5 up to 15.5 kind of looked funny, but then they go out and beat them by 23. It was good performance by the Billikens. That's the team I'm going to watch out for.
Did you catch any of the Memphis game against Vandy? They looked very good.
Memphis did look really good in that game. But then again, they did that last year. They started 5-0 and then lost 4 straight. So
I don't think ACOP played in that game, did he? For Memphis? I don't think he did. No, I don't see him in the box score. Yeah, weird, right?
Yeah.
Wonder what the deal is. I thought that was one of the weirdest transfers of the season, of the off season. It was Boise played Memphis in the tournament. Memphis won the game. ACOT enters transfer portal and goes to Memphis. It was like the double slap in the face. But they still have. I'm really excited about the Boise South Dakota State game tomorrow. I did the video on that one already. I'm already stoked on it. Shaver's still on Boise. It's like he's the guy in college hoops. Like if there's 5 seconds left to go in the game, he's the guy. He hits more game winners than anybody. How about Houston though, man? Sasser, they're freaking stacked. It's like all the guys that got injured last year are back.
Yeah.
Plus all the guys that didn't get injured.
Well, that was supposed to be their 3-headed monster, right? Sasser, Sheed, and Mark, and they could never get on the floor at the same time. Tremont Mark, I think he played like 12 games last year before he got hurt, and he was looking really good. And him and Sasser are going to be outstanding this year.
I thought Auburn was a little sketchy there against George Mason.
I think that was a game where the final score didn't. The final score and the box score doesn't tell you how that game was played out.
Well, the final score is the final score, Chris. And
no, I know it is. No, but I'm just saying, like, I'm saying it doesn't tell you the whole story how that game went. Like, if you watch the game, George Mason had their chances. They had their chances. Couldn't finish.
They had their chances. Grand Canyon. Gardner Webb. Colorado State, man. 2-point win over Gardner Webb. Colorado State had like the same guys for 4 years, so a little bit of a rebuild process there. A lot of college hoops left to be played. A lot of college hoops.
A lot of college hoops left to be played.
But it was nice because you never see a day where all of the top 25 plays in the same day. Like, this will be the only time all season.
No.
Even the NCAA tournament, you will not see the top 25 all on the same day. This will be the only day of the entire season where you see that. Anyway, speaking of big time games, well, I've put it off long enough. Here we go. Akron versus Eastern Michigan. Miami of Ohio versus Ohio. And Toledo versus Ball State. Chris, it's MACtion. The thing about the MAC this year is that there's not even like a cream of the crop team, you know? I mean, I'm embarrassed for him. What do you think?
You know what? I like the under in that Eastern Michigan and Akron game. I was trying to get to Akron and the points. It's already dropped to a touchdown now from 9 points. I think if you got it at 9, it was probably where to get it. But I just don't trust either of these offenses, and I don't really trust Eastern Michigan in the favorite role all that much. They're much more attractive as an underdog. But yeah, I couldn't get there with Akron either fully. So I think the under, the stronger play in that game. I think that's a 1st to 20 wins kind of game with a line set at 56.5. I think that's far too high. And the other one I like Ohio, and I like the over against Miami, Ohio. I just like the way Curtis Rourke has been playing. And I just like this Ohio offense. I think they're a little bit more trustworthy than Miami, Ohio, who, they got Blaine Gabbert. They got Brett Gabbert back in the fold at quarterback, but I just like Ohio better in this spot. I think they're playing the better football. So give me Ohio in this one with the over.
A little better party school, Ohio than Miami of Ohio for sure. But Miami of Ohio hasn't really played any home games this year in Oxford. Rod, you look concerned. You look
concerned?
Yeah, you look like someone took your Calgary Flames jersey.
They can have it. Burn it up.
I'm so done with that.
Burn that thing up.
I'm so done with Calgary.
Burn them up.
I'm so glad we got off that bandwagon at the right time. I don't think they've won a game since I've made that statement. I don't think they've won even one game, right? Since I said I'm so done with Calgary.
Choked them away. They know how to play 2 periods. They're like the Canucks. They can play 2 periods, but they don't know how to
Weren't
play.
They like minus 200 last night or something?
No, I don't think it was that much. I think it was minus 115. It was almost the coin flip price. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Chris, what was it? Aren't you our hockey leader?
With what? What was what?
The odds of Calgary and the Islanders.
It was 4-3. It finished, I think.
No, we're talking the line.
Oh, man.
Oh, the line.
Rod, just go ahead. What do you think of the
I couldn't hear.
I
couldn't hear because my audio was...
You're done.
My audio was cutting in and out. I couldn't hear anybody.
You realize I've eaten about 3 crackers since last Thursday, right?
I know you're running on fumes. The line was minus 125 for Calgary, plus 105 for the Islanders at home.
Let's just say my normal Wednesday dinner is 119 Weight Watchers points. I get 19 total now. A chicken Parmesan sub and 4 slices of pizza is what it is. That's what I like. I dip the sauce. That's what I do.
In these games, I like got to go with Eastern. I just don't think Akron's offense can keep up. And their defense is awful. I got Eastern Michigan easily getting 27, or even maybe into the 30s. I'll take Eastern Michigan in that one. Lay the 7. I think they win by 2 touchdowns in that one. And the other one I like. I think you got to go with Ball State here. I think their running back is just too strong, and I think they run over Toledo. I think they keep it close. Steele is just too strong. I think he has a good game. He's able to run on Toledo, and Ball State's able to keep this close to the number. Take Ball State plus the points.
I kind of like Ball State as well, and I like that other pick, Faden. I couldn't get there with a premium pick going against Akron because Eastern Michigan as a favorite is just such a bad pick in general. For me, it's a no.
But I think they're against Akron. I think you're good.
Probably an under. Just take the under in all the MAC games. Didn't PFW cover against Michigan last night too? I think so, man. They're good. They just don't have a guy that's taller than 6'7" or something.
No, Michigan covered by, well, at least the final line I see, they covered by 3.5.
What was the score?
75-56.
So close. What was the final score of the Calgary game?
4-3 for Islanders. Came back from 3-1 down, won in overtime.
So money. Frickin' hate Calgary. Like Rod is like the mayor of Calgary. Yeah, the Islanders were only plus 104 in that game.
Yep.
That's how far Calgary slipped since I jumped off. I don't know, man. I think today's a tough card, right? Just from top to bottom, at least. I don't do the NHL. So David Benson thinks that we're bums and that we're the Three Stooges. Pick two, any two. Bums. Who's the bum? You can't be talking about.
Must be talking about the Penguins. Must be talking about the Pittsburgh Penguins.
No, it's us.
Their 7-game losing streak.
It's us. Don't worry, Rod. It's us. Here, see, I'll show you. That's pretty cool.
We're the bums.
Yeah,
I don't have a cop out. I'm not living in a tent. We're good.
What about this?
Three Stooges.
Someone just called us the Three Stooges in the comments. And bums. My wife just gave me the "What's wrong with you?" Yes. I shot an arrow in the air where it goes. I do not care. I get my arrows wholesale. Yes, Carrie, what? Okay. Nice. I love that line. Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine. Shot an arrow in the air. Where it goes, I do not care. Curly said that. I buy my arrows wholesale.
Right?
All right. Now that we're on a whole freaking different planet, I could do a whole show on the Stooges. Chris, what are you selling today? And who's your favorite Stooge?
I'm a Curly guy, but
so you're not a Shemp guy?
Nah.
I like Shemp also. I like Curly. I like Shemp. I like both.
Now, for me today, I got my $15 NHL
Curly
power
Joe.
play.
I don't like Curly Joe.
No. Curly Joe.
Yeah. He's like in the movie ones.
Oh, okay. That's why I was confused. I was like, wait, what? I got my $15 NHL power play. I also got that as part of my Tuesday top tips 3-pack. Just NHL for me today, but so we're doing pretty well on the ice right now. We leading the leaderboard on the NHL, so definitely check that out. And remember, any purchase over $25 or more, daily package, long term, whatever you have, use that promo code PICK and get 15% off.
15% off.
Right. And for me, over Pick Dogs Premium, I got my $15 Bookie Buster. It's my top rated play in the NHL. You can only get it singly. Or I've got an NHL Birdcage where I got 3 more plays in the NHL I love to light the lamp, get some winners. Or I've got a couple plays in college football. Got my college football 10-star executive info play, or I've got my college football total gridiron crusher. You can pick any of those up over at Pick Dogs Premium. Head on over, use that promo code PICK, and get 15% off all your purchases over 20.
Sepp Blatter saying the choice of Cutter to have the World Cup was a bad one. It's like, then why'd you take the frickin' payout under the table? Oh, idiot. It's like human rights violation. I mean, this is the crappiest thing. This is basically like having it at a concentration camp. I mean, they're complaining about this golf league. I mean, these guys are way worse than that. Way worse. You know? It's like, let's have it in Iraq. Starts soon, right? Chris, when does the World Cup?
Yeah, couple weeks.
Couple weeks. We should call Gordon and see what he's doing. We should give him a buzz. Seriously. Call him up.
Yeah, it's just a.
I don't think he's doing
Why
anything.
is the?
He'd come back.
Why is it in November? Why
Because
is it
in
all
Qatar.
it's such a weird?
Because in Qatar or whatever, it's like 120 degrees if you played in the summer.
It's the
so
worst
it's
choice
hot.
of a place to have the World Cup, like in history of the world. It's like
Yeah.
massive right? Wasn't everybody fired from massive like scandal and payouts and like all this kind of stuff?
Something like that. Yeah, there were a lot of fines and
Yeah.
suspensions and whatever handed out. But then you look at just where the state is. You have all these people in Qatar, like
Chris,
like
you have two homework assignments. One, contact Gordon
Yes.
and see what he's doing if he wants to come back and do a special World Cup month here with us. I think he will. I think he would do it.
okay.
We're on good terms.
Yep.
What do you think? You want to do a World
Yeah,
Cup month?
I'm
with
down.
Gordon?
I'll do World Cup
Like a
month, sure.
video, whatever. Yeah, tell him.
Yeah.
We can negotiate something. And then your other is to practice your pronunciation. Cutter. Cutter.
Dirk.
Cookie cutter. Cookie
Dirk.
cutter.
Qatar.
Cookie.
Qatar. There's no U, you know? It's just QA. Cutter. There's no U. No ka. It's cutter. It is. Pronounced cutter. Qatar.
Okay. Before I throw out my back thinking too hard,
I was gonna say a joke, and then it was like so wrong on so many levels. I was gonna call you. I was gonna call you. I had to mute myself when I said it, but it was pretty funny. Let's just say the way you said it, and then arted. Yeah. Ruflo lost his earpiece on that one.
Yeah.
Stopped acting so. Devils against the Flames. Rangers, Islanders. Local rivalry. I'll take the Islanders in that one. They're getting big odds in this one. I think today is like a big payout day in the NHL. Big payout day. Flyers, I love them here against the Blues. The Blues have lost 7 in a row, right? Stink. They're favored against. We're wearing our sunglasses at night. Ever since I went to contacts, it's like I can buy sunglasses, like whichever ones I want. I got like 20 pairs of them. Instead of having to buy like the prescription ones that are like $700 and you have to wait like a month for them, I can go to the store and buy whichever ones I want because I'm wearing contacts now. So it's like I just have like 20 pairs of sunglasses. I wear them all the time, day and night, whatever. I got every brand. Name it. I got them. Ottawa against Vancouver. Chris, what do you think of these four?
Well, there's a couple I like here. I lean towards the Islanders at the plus money, just because you're going to give me that much plus money in a rivalry game, even if the Islanders are on the back-to-back here. I think there's just too much value to pass on. Maybe even you take the plus 1.5 against a 1-goal game. You're probably not paying a ton of juice on that. But I also like the Ottawa Senators here at home against a Vancouver team that just really cannot hold any sort of lead. And at least with Ottawa, they played their best hockey at home. You could also look at the over 6.5 in that game, but probably stronger play for me on Ottawa on the money line.
Yeah, I agree. Give me Ottawa on the money line in that one. Ottawa's playing better hockey. Vancouver on the road's been awful. 1-3-2 on the road. Yuck. And we know what they do. They get up and then they lose. So if the Canucks are up early, take the Senators to take a live bet on the Senators. They'll come back and win that one. And Carter Hart hasn't lost a game since he started. So got to go with the Flyers in that one over the Blues.
Got to wear your sunglasses at night when you say the Carter Hart. I got
he does wear his sunglasses at night. Definitely. You see him in goal, and he's got the shades on, ready to go.
Got Oakley's. So. Got so many pairs now. I love them. It's like every time I see a pair of sunglasses I just buy them because I can wear them. I've spent so many years not being able to. Prada. The devil wears Prada. Mitch wears Prada. What?
I find myself laughing at weird things nowadays, so don't worry about me. I'm just going to chuckle in the corner.
Okay. So, Rod, Flyers for you? Islanders?
Flyers for you.
Flyers, Islanders, Devils, parlay?
Hell no.
Hell no. Hell to the no, or just hell no?
Hell no.
Which part of it don't you like? None of it?
Well, there's one part there I definitely don't like, so it's a premium play, so I'm not going to give it away.
All right, well, I like that one. I like the Islanders. I like the Islanders, the Devils, and the Flyers. My reasoning for these are, well, the Flames are dead to me. I can't stand them. I wish they would just go away. They should just move. They should move to like Boise or something, right? And then the Rangers are in a horrible spot here. They have failed to cover the puck line at Madison Square Garden 6 in a row. Losses following overtime 5 in a row. Take the Islanders here, plus 150. And then, well, we all know about the Blues. They stink. They've lost 7 in a row, so we'll take the Flyers there. Other than that, I'll leave that Canucks game for the experts. Rod gave me a hell to the no. Early there. I think he didn't like my sunglasses displayed during his speaking. It's okay. He'll get over it. How exactly do you put the breading on the tender? Maple Laughs against Vegas.
Depends how much crust you want on it.
I don't like a lot of crust. I just like a light, like dusting.
Just light. Me too.
You need a little bit of crunch.
Yeah, well, that's why, Rod. How do you get the crunch?
Yeah, but I'll give you a little bit of crunch with cornstarch.
Cornstarch.
A little cornstarch.
Haven't you been watching the show?
Yeah, I have.
Without the 5 pounds of panko in there.
Yeah, the cornstarch, the panko, and then the breadcrumbs. I mean, have you not
18 herbs and spices, right? You got the onion powder, the garlic powder, the pink Himalayan salt, the sea salt, the regular salt. you gotta do up the salt.
Yeah, extra salt.
Now you're look.
Pepper,
now you're
garlic.
I'm big on the kosher salt, man. I'm big on the kosher salt. That big chunky salt. I like it.
Yeah.
I always oversalt.
I have a salt grinder. I love that.
I got a salt grinder. I got a box of kosher salt. I got a sprinkler, Morton salt. I got it all.
So now you're speaking my language. You're doing all the hand signals when you're talking, when you're describing everything. So it works best in an Italian household.
All right. Got the Maple Leafs.
This is the universal sign for cornstarch.
Just a little sprinkle.
You get the crunch. That's how you get the crunch.
Yep.
Are you flexing on us? Is that me? Am I flexing? Pink Himalayan is the best. They're all the same, man. It's all salt. It's all salt. What the hell's the difference? If it's not sea salt, then where does the salt come from?
They process it, so some of that iodized salt is just awful for you. It's like
the other salt is good for you.
It's more healthier and natural than
healthier salt. I'm gonna Google that. I'm gonna Google this one. Toronto versus Vegas. I like Vegas in this one. They're 11-2 this season. They're dogs against Toronto. You're kidding, right? Puck line. I like. Well, you got Detroit against Montreal, Buffalo against Arizona, and we play the Lightning. We haven't been at our best lately. I like the over in this one. 7 goals, touchdown. almost more points than the Saints scored last night, except the Saints got that garbage touchdown. Chris, what do you think of these 4 beauties?
Well, I like the Lightning against you guys. This Lightning team, it's just, I think, just a better team here. You know, the Edmonton Oilers, I think they had the better situation last night with Stuart Skinner going in goal, and he got roughed up, and I think it's not going to get any better with Jack Campbell. I think Tampa Bay comes out, wins this one fairly convincingly. I was leaning towards the puck line, but I might just take the Lightning in regulation. And I'm going to go with the Leafs. I know Vegas 11-2, but this line just looks really, really funky. And I think this, you know, Toronto, you kind of see it when they were playing Carolina on Sunday, starting to click. And, you know, when you can get a win over a really good Carolina team with Eric Hallgren in net when you go on the road, going back home, I think you have a good shot against the Vegas Golden Knights, even though the Vegas Golden Knights have been playing outstanding this year. So I lean towards the Leafs in that one, near the coin flip price.
Rod?
And in this time slot, it is tough with Calgren in net. He's their number 1 goalie. He's all they got. Everybody else is injured. So I think he's been playing good. So I like the under in that one, under 6.5 goals. I think both goalies shine, Vegas and the Leafs in that one. And the other one, you got to go with Buffalo and against the Desert Dogs. Sure, they got a win. They win one every 5 games, maybe. So I'll go with the Buffalo in that one. They're playing the better hockey. And the other one, I'm going to take the Oilers here. What the heck? Call me a homer. I know Tampa Bay's owned them, but Campbell's got to turn it around at some point. If he doesn't, we're going to trade him back to the Leafs. He can go back to the Leafs. We'll take the bag of pucks, and you can have him back.
Don't want him.
I think he steps up here and plays a good game. He knows himself that he's played like a dumpster fire. He's admitted it, and I think he stands on his head in this one. And the Oilers snag a win.
Black Himalayan salt is actually the healthiest for you. The other salt,
the black Himalayan salt.
You know why? It has less sodium. You know why? Though my guess is why it has it, because it has charcoal in it. So it's like it has charcoal as opposed to actual salt in that part. So it's less sodium in that bit. But they're all the same. 60% sodium, 40% minerals.
Salt is a flavor enhancer, is what it is. It enhances all the other flavors. It brings out the flavors of everything else.
I like salt on my salt to bring out the saltiness.
just sprinkle it on. Look, now I'm enhanced.
Good for your blood pressure. All right. I like us against the Lightning. I don't love it, though. We're not playing that well right now. I like Vegas. I think that's the pick of the litter here against the Maple Leafs. Chris, you're not going to the game with your father or anything, are you?
No, I'm not.
All right. I'll take Vegas then.
You know, when you take the dad to the game, that's an automatic win on that side.
Got the JTS Jets versus the Star. Dallas actually playing some pretty good hockey this year. We'll give credit where credit is due. Smoking Kraken, 7-4-2, second season in existence. I don't love the logo, you know. I think there's a lot more they could have done with that than that. Don't you think? Like an octopus, like with shooting 8 pucks at the same time or something.
Right, instead of the creepy Kraken looking thing.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like anything. It looks like an S with a red dot on it. It's like the Seinfeld episode, the sweater with the red dot, the cashmere sweater. What's that red?
You know what I noticed the other day? Did you have a look at the Washington Capitol logo? Do you see the Capitol Center in it?
I'd have to go after this segment. Then the Smudges take on the LA Kings. I'll rewind here and see if I can find that Capitals logo. So
Have a look at the Capitals logo. See if you can find the Capitol building in it.
Oh yeah, I see it.
See it?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a reach.
It's there though. You can see it. It's there. It's a reach, but it's there. Jay and the Sharks. It's like, where the heck is this?
Tomorrow's show, we'll be examining all hockey logos. Our second year in a row. This time on mushrooms. Dude, that's trippy, man.
I would say, they call them fingers, but you never really see them fing.
What do you guys think here? Worst name in sports against the Kraken? The Kraken are not playing bad.
Yeah, I got to go with the Smoking Kraken. I mean, there's still no back in the Nashville Predators. I think they've still only won one game that's not in Europe this season. I'm going to stick with that bit as long as I can. Kraken, they've been playing some solid hockey and going back home. I think they beat up on the Predators here, and I'm going to take the Stars. I like this Dallas team. They've had Winnipeg's number. Winnipeg has been rock solid on home ice, 8-1 in their last 9 games at home, but Dallas has owned this matchup. So I'm going to go with the Dallas Stars. You're getting decent coin flip price on them. It started to shift from at one point it was Winnipeg favored. Now it's Dallas. So I'll stick with the Dallas Stars.
I like the under in that game. I think both goalies come to shine. Hallebuck's been playing lights out and has definitely stepped it up and playing good hockey in that one. So I like the under 6 in that one. I like the over in the Kraken in Nashville. Definitely lean to the Kraken, but I don't like laying juice with the Kraken. Usually the Kraken play better. It reminds me of Eastern Michigan there, where they're better when they have plus money. They get more wins with plus money. I'm scared to lay juice with the Kraken at all. I lean to the Kraken, but something about that, just my gut today says something. I'd rather have the over. The other one, got to take the over in the Wild.
A lot of analysis to really not get. You didn't even give us a pick in what you were talking about. You kind of just like
I take the over because the Seattle Kraken, you're laying juice, and if you look all their wins that they've been winning, those 7 wins, they were probably plus price. They were probably plus money on those wins. As favorites, have a look as a favorite. I'm going to say that their record's probably not the greatest as a favorite.
The Kraken?
Yes. All those wins have come at plus price.
They haven't played that many games, so we can see. So they were a dog. I'm looking at the wrong team. So they were dog last time out. They won as a dog. They won as a dog. Won as a dog. Won as a dog. Lost as a favorite. Won as a favorite. Lost as a favorite. Won as a dog. Lost as a dog. Lost as a dog. So they've won as favorites twice. They're 2-1 as favorites. Are they 2-1 or 1-2? No, 1-2 as favorites.
You said
So they beat
1 and 2 as favorites.
They beat Buffalo.
They haven't won as favorites.
They beat
That scares
Buffalo,
me.
and they lost to Chicago and Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah, so that's why I like the over in that one. I like the over just because both teams can score. I think the over is a safer play.
Safer.
Well, yeah, you're laying juice with the Kraken.
I like Dallas here
Dodgers
against
team.
the JTS Jets. I like the way the Star are playing. I think they need to rename themselves. I don't even know why they took Star with them. I guess because the Cowboys are the Star, the Lone Star State.
Lone Star.
No, because they used to be the Minnesota. When they used to
we
be the
know
North
what
Stars.
they used to be.
North Stars.
We know that.
They just dropped the North.
Yeah, we know.
Because now you can't be the North Stars in Dallas.
Why the Jazz are the Jazz in Utah. I mean, they were the New Orleans Jazz. That made sense. Now they're the Utah Jazz. That makes no sense.
That makes no sense, yeah.
The Vancouver, what were they? The Vancouver Grizzlies?
Oops.
No, they weren't. Right, they were the Vancouver Grizzlies. Then they became the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah, there was always the Grizz. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Grizz.
How about the old Raptors logo? How crappy was that? Barney the dinosaur, like dribbling a basketball. It's like,
lay off the Raptor. I like the Raptor.
It's like how crappy was that logo? It's like they didn't even want to win. It's like you got a logo like that, you don't even want to win. Speaking of not wanting to win, we go to day 2 of college basketball after yesterday's extravaganza and smorgasbord of top flight quality college basketball. We go to pretty much a very pitiful schedule today. Milwaukee versus Purdue. Providence versus Riders on the Storm. Duquesne versus I might be moving to Montana soon. Gonna raise me a crop of dental floss. Raising it up, waxing it down, putting a little box that I can sell uptown. I love that song.
Never heard that before.
Oh, Frank Zappa, Montana. I might move into Montana soon. Gonna be a dental floss tycoon.
That's awesome.
Because I'm moving to Montana. You gotta Google
Moving to Montana.
Because you gotta Google it. It's like raising it up, waxing it down, putting a little white box that I can sell uptown. East Carolina against Mercer. South Carolina versus South Carolina State. Frank Martin no longer there to be kicked around any longer. They got the Chattanooga coach. They also got Gigi Jackson, dynasty. Do you think Gigi Jackson, SEC Player of the Year, or I think he's going to be up there?
It's going to be up there. It's just a matter of if Chevrolet can stay healthy.
Georgetown versus Coppin State. Coppin State is 18.5-point dogs. I like them on the money line here against Georgetown. And San Jose State, who was 0-16 in the conference last year. But I liked them, and they covered a lot of games, and I still like them up against Georgia Southern. What do you think of this card, Chris?
That Hartford Sacred Heart game's so bad that we're just going to just ignore it.
Oh, yeah, Hartford Sacred Heart.
That Hartford situation, Rod and I were talking about when we were doing our videos this morning. That Hartford situation's a dumpster fire. And I don't know. Sacred Heart's a decent enough team, but I liked it when it was at 2, but now it's gone from 2 to 8.5 with all the stuff that's gone on with the coach. So don't know if I would go near it now, but I do like Duquesne laying the points against Montana. It started to drop a little bit, but I do value returning production a lot from last season to coming into this year, especially in game 1.
What are you talking
like when
about?
you bring back a lot of players, I feel that it has a little bit.
If like USF brought back a lot of players in football,
Well, Montana wasn't a terrible team in the Big Sky last year.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, what I was going to say is Duquesne, they got a lot of good transfers in, and I think that's going to, still it's a Duquesne team that won one conference game last year, but it was sort of I
But
think
then
that was more
lost
of an anomaly than
17 in a
anything
row
else.
to end the season.
But that was an anomaly. It was a roster that was decimated
It
by
was an
injuries, and you go,
anomaly. It was
it was,
an anomaly.
it was a freak season that
I'm playing with
Duquesne is
Dalton money
normally
over here, so I might just, I'm going Montana money line. I got
fair
Dalton.
enough.
I got
I
Dalton
know the
money.
streak.
I got
I,
I got Dalton money. The good stuff.
I know the Duquesne streak, but I think
Everyone
the
always
streak
can
is meant
tell
to
me. Everyone always tell if Andy Dalton played the day before because I'm in a good mood.
Yeah. Anyone can tell if Dalton played the day before, or if like we're in Vegas and you're just walking off of Miami beating Auburn. It's
like everyone can always tell if Andy Dalton played the day before. It's like, oh, he's in a good mood. Dalton must have played last night.
yeah, you go out for breakfast and you slide a 20 across the table. Dalton money. But I think Duquesne. I know Duquesne has a 17 game losing streak coming into this game, but again, they were terrible last year in conference. I think they went out and got better. Added Day Grant, a transfer from the MAC, and Tevin Brewer from FIU. Those are two really good scoring options for the Dukes. And I just think Duquesne wins this one by 7 or 8 points at home. And I love Ed Cooley, but I got to lean towards Ryder in the points in that one. Again, this is just a new look Providence team. I think it's going to take those guys some time to gel together. I think Ryder, they did cover against some tougher opposition in their non-conference schedule last year and bring back a lot of last year's team. So I think that's a 10, 11 point win for Providence, something like 71-60. But I lean towards Ryder in the points in that one. And why not put a couple bucks on the Coppin State money line? Georgetown always loses a game like this, and Georgetown a completely new starting lineup from last year. So they brought in a bunch of transfers, so it's going to take them a while.
So in all these few games, I'm going to go with Ed Cooley. I think Providence wins by 15 in that one. So I'll take. I had a cap about 15 under my number, so I'll take Providence minus the 13.5 in that one. And the other one's Carolina. I think they win by 2-3. I think it's close. That comes down to who's got the ball last. Both can play some defense in that one. I like Mercer to win minus 1.5 in that one. So take Mercer. And the other one, I like the under in Coppin State and Georgetown. You look, Coppin State got 60 points. I think both teams finish in the high 60s. I don't think either team gets to 70. So I like the under 148.5 in that one.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay.
I'm not enamored with the card.
Coppin State money line against Georgetown and Montana money line against Duquesne. Fade those massive losing streaks that those teams have. How is Patrick Ewing still employed as a coach? I mean, they really have loyalty to their old players, at Georgetown. I mean, 0-16 in the conference last year.
Didn't they lose to someone really bad last year, like a Coppin State?
They lost to everybody.
It was within the last couple of years.
Not good, man. I'll tell you that much. I don't know, man. I'm taking Montana, though, against Duquesne. I'm not buying into the Ruffalo enthusiasm. I also like San Jose State against Georgia Southern, another team that lost 16 games in the conference last year. Hear me out on this one. Georgia Southern lost their head coach. And Tim Miles, who coaches San Jose State, this is his second time in the Mountain West. His last time in the Mountain West, he went 0-16 his first year also. And then he had 4 wins the next season. Then he won the conference championship the next year, Colorado State. Then he took up the big job like Nebraska or something. stupid. It's kind of like when Dan Munson left Gonzaga and took the Minnesota job. It's like, how stupid are you? It's like he would still be the coach in Gonzaga who had never heard of Mark Few. It would have been just as good. What up, BJ?
You got a nice win.
I expect nothing less. All right. It's been fun, but it's time for that we've been waiting for. Parlay time. I already gave mine out. Islanders, Flyers, and who's playing the Blues?
Flyers.
Oh, Flyers, Islanders, and whoever's playing St. Louis.
Aren't the Flyers playing St. Louis?
I think that's the Flyers still. All right, I'll go with Duquesne.
Well, then who's playing St. Louis?
The Flyers.
The Flyers.
Oh, how about this?
Well, then who's on second? No, I want to know who's on second.
Devils, Islanders, Flyers, Star puck line.
There you go.
It's a birdcage with one extra. It's four picker.
It's a 3+1.
I'm sitting here like the Flyers, but who's playing the Blues? The Flyers.
The Flyers.
I was like, we sticking with a 2-team now? Or are you going to double up on the
But who's on first? That's what
Like my wife
about.
took me yesterday for early voting. It was like we missed the early voting. We were late for early voting. It was like, and then they say to us, the worst thing about say, well, you can go to your polling place tomorrow. It's like, it's why we're here.
I'm going to go for my parlay. I'm going to go with Duquesne laying the points. I'm going to go with Ohio laying the points. And I will go with the Dallas Stars.
Rod?
And I'm going to go with Eastern Michigan, lay the points. We're going to go the Knights and the Leafs under the total. And we're going to go under in Coppin State and Georgetown.
All right.
Mix more.
Chris, what's your homework for tomorrow?
To reach out to Goran about the World Cup and to learn the pronunciation of the country that shall not be named.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Let's make it a winning day. We appreciate each and every one of you. We're so close to 100,000 subscribers, man. So close. We're so close to 10 million.